வெளியே பேசுறது கேக்குதா? Well, is it audible?
Sir, கேக்குது sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, audible sir.
Okay. So, good evening to all. It was a great evening in the history of Human Resource Development Center of Madurai Kamaraj University, because we are beginning our academic activity with this webinar on data analysis with open source software. So, shall we begin with a silent prayer? Yeah, thank you so much. And I would like to welcome our director, Dr. Ravichandran, to welcome the gathering as well as to provide the inaugural address. Sir, please, sir.
Good evening, friends. I thank Dr. Muthupandi for organizing this webinar. It's a very important webinar, and I welcome all the participants who have shown all the motivation to join this kind of webinar in large numbers. As you are perhaps aware, before the advent of information technology, decisions of individuals and institutions have been made based on either intuition or judgment or experience. This is largely when I was doing my management program in the same university, we were told how to make judgments, how to make decisions based on judgments and experience and intuition. Very less amount of decisions are based on information. But with the advent of information technology and the modern day developments, we have seen the larger use of information, and that too analyzed data, that is raw data converted into useful information, and all decisions decisions of individuals and institutions have been taken on the base of information. Traditionally, we used to call men, machine, material, and money as the four pillars of business. But in the modern day world, information has become the fifth resource of business and the more important resource of business. Even recently in the government circles, even in budget formulation, it is being talked about largely. Data has been talked about. Data has been stressed upon for all informed decisions. And it is not just data, it is analyzed data. That is information which is all the more important in these days. Say, for analyzing the huge source of the huge data, like we have got a lot of tools and techniques. But the right usage of tools and techniques is very important, so as to arrive at some credible information, some reliable information, and some valid information. So that's why it's become all the more important that to discuss some of the tools, some of the techniques available on open source arena or open source forum, and using these tools to analyze data for larger amount of larger amount of usage of informed statistics. So this, I think you will all appreciate that, even open source software, there's a larger amount of software. So picking up the right kind of software for all your analysis is all the more important. And I hope my colleague, Dr. Muthupandi, will be able to take you through some very well taken software, very well used softwares to make you familiar with the usage of such softwares. In day-to-day decision making, institutions may require this kind of data analysis to measure things or examine relationships, make predictions, test hypotheses, construct concepts and develop theories, explore issues, explain activities or attitudes, sometimes describe what is happening, present information, and draw conclusions based on the population studies. So all these are based on informed or meaningful analysis. So I request my colleague, Dr. Muthupandi, to take over from this point. We'll have a presentation of 1 hour, and we'll allot about half an hour for discussion. So once again, I welcome you all for joining us in this evening on this very important program, data analysis using open source software. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your welcome address as well as inaugural address. And so we have a very active director with us. To begin with Dr. Ravichandran is a great thing. And we hope that we will do our best in our forthcoming programs. So thank you, sir. Shall I begin the session, sir? Yeah. So good evening, dear participants. So here, so here we are going to begin our business. In this 1.5 hour, we will split into the first 1 hour. I mean, the first 10 minutes, we will discuss how a data can be understood, especially the scales, measurements of scales, whether it is nominal, ordinal, or ratio, or interval, and what kind of statistical techniques can be employed for what kind of scale. For example, if it is a nominal, what kind of statistics can be utilized? And if it is ordinal, or if it is ratio, or if it is interval scale, and what kind of relevant statistics can be used. This may be for 10 to 15 minutes, and the remaining almost 1 hour will be just like a demo session. I'll have a demo on 2 softwares. One is Zamovi, and other one is Libreoffice, because nowadays there are large number of open sources, especially softwares. So we are going to focus on the open source softwares, how it can be utilized in our research process, especially how it can be utilized in our data analysis process. So this is the thing. So what is data analysis? This is a very important thing. So it is a process of systematically applying the statistical and or rather the logical techniques to describe and illustrate, or to condense and recap, or and evaluate the data. That is the data analysis. And data analysis is a process of collecting and organizing the data in order to draw some helpful conclusions or findings from the sample. And this is to know that what is not data analysis. You know, the weighing machine, which is in the railway station. If you put a 1 rupee coin, it will give you a card, which will provide you 2 more things, like your weight. It may be approximately correct, and sometimes it may used to provide some horoscope, like today you may listen a boring session. Or sometimes it may have a horoscope like today you may met with a good fellow, or you may have a good time today. So this is a random one. The weight may be a correct one, and sometimes if you put some a bundle of a 10 kg of brinjal or lady's finger, whatever may be, it will give you some horoscope like you may have a better half. You may have a better life partner. Your life partner is good. Likewise, it may provide some horoscope. So it is like that. The data analysis should not be like this, because we are depending on the machine. Okay, that machine doesn't know what should be done and what should not be done, and what is the scale, and for what scale, and what kind of statistics should not be used, and what kind of scale should be used by what kind of statistics. So that's the thing, that data analysis process should not be like providing a horoscope by a machine. Okay, so this is the thing. And these are all the measurement of scales. So nowadays, for example, if you in front of you there are 2 options, you have to choose one thing, either A or B. So that's nominal scale. And some other cases, we ask dear participant, kindly mute your mic.
Kindly switch off your mic, please.
Okay, so this is the case, maybe in ordinal scale, like which is your the best option, or which you like more. Likewise, there may be a scale that is called as ordinal scale, or in interval scale, like it is defined as a numerical scale, like your achievement score. Okay, your achievement score. And ratio scale, there may be like how many coffee you like you would like to take every day, maybe 1 to 2, or 2 to 3, or 4 to 5, likewise. So this is a ratio scale, and this is an example how for example, if an individual is being asked, what about your gender? So this is a nominal scale, because here we are categorizing the gender, whether male or female or transgender like. So here there is no hierarchy, we cannot order, so this thing cannot be done. And we cannot say that he is superior, he is inferior like. So this kind of scale is called as nominal scale, and sometimes it is called as a categorical scale or basal variables. There are so many terminologies, like sometimes it is being told as background variables or demographic variables like. And for example, the next one is if we ask the person, an individual, what about your rank in your classroom? You may be first or second or third or fourth or fifth. So this kind of thing, this kind of scale is ordinal scale, because here the hierarchy is possible. Okay, so this is the thing. And if we ask the score achieved by an individual, like 45 marks or 58 marks or 75 marks or 80 marks or 99 marks or 100 marks. So this is the interval scale, because the difference between one with another, maybe the difference between 1 and 2 will be equal to the 2 and 3 and 3 and 4 or 4 and 5 or 5 and 6. So the difference will be equal. So this is called as interval scale. And if you are asking the height, maybe 5 to 8 feet or 8 feet to 10 feet or 10 feet to 12 feet. If it goes like this is being called as ratio scale. And because why we are talking about the scale is, so depend upon the scale what we are going to employ in our analysis, it depends upon the statistical techniques. Okay, and so this is one example. For example, if at a coffee shop, for example, a server is asking, sir, which brand of coffee do you want? Whether it is Nescafe, Brew, or Coffee Day. This is a nominal scale. Okay, this is a nominal scale. So he will choose Nescafe. Here we cannot hierarchy. Okay, and if the same server asks, what about the strength of the coffee? It should be high, strong, or should be strong, or should be light. This is ordinal scale. And if the same server is asking, how many sugar cubes can I add, sir? So this is a kind of interval scale, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, likewise. And if the same fellow asked about how many coffee will you take per day, sir? So this is a ratio scale. It may be, so here the absolute 0 will be there. So maybe 0 coffee, 0 cup of coffee, or 1.5 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3, or likewise, it goes on. So this is a ratio scale, because this measurement of scale and selection of techniques having a direct proportion. For example, we are going to study two variables. One is independent variable and another one is dependent variable. If the independent variable is categorical, that is nominal. If the dependent variable, both the variables are categorical. Categorical is nothing but nominal. If both the variables are categorical, we can go for chi-square. And the independent variable is categorical and the dependent variable is continuous. Okay. In such case, we can go for t-test. And one variable is categorical and another variable is continuous, but more than two groups are there. It can be, ANOVA can be utilized. And both the variables are continuous, we can go for correlation. So this is the thing. And regarding the open source software, normally we call it as FOSS, F-O-S-S, free and open source software. Normally it is distributed under a licensing agreement which allows even the computer code can be shared with the participant or with the user. That is the concept of open source software. For example, if you go to my website, you can download this presentation and you can make use of this presentation. That is the concept of open source. So if you want to have my presentation, you simply go to my website. And so in that website, and in the left side, there will be my presentations. In that presentation, at the below, there will be a data analysis with open source software. So there you can download the present software and you can utilize. There is nothing to be worried. and you need not to ask anybody. So this is a concept of open source softwares. Okay, and one more thing is in the below window, you can access that. Yes. So these are all the difference between the closed source software and open source software. So basically, these softwares can be classified into 3 categories. One is the proprietary softwares. Proprietary software means we have to pay the money and then only we can use that particular software. This is proprietary softwares like MS Office or Windows or Photoshop or Acrobat Reader. So these are all the things that are proprietary softwares. Now most of us may think, hypothetically, I can say that most of us, maybe 99% of people may use a pirated version of Microsoft Office. There is no doubt. This is my survey. This is one of the finding of my survey. Almost 99.5% of the people in India using a pirated version of Microsoft Office. Even though there are large number of open sources are available for the purpose of which is equal to Microsoft Office. This is going on. So this is the concept of free and open source software. So which is distributed in the internet, and you can access the source and you can change anything. This is the concept. And so this is the proprietary software. The list of proprietary softwares which is being used in the field of data analysis, like SPSS, Statistical Package for Social Sciences, or Microsoft Excel, or JMP, or GenStat, or MATLAB, SAS, Stata. These are all the things which is not an open source as well as free software. And I have already told that there are 3 kinds of software. One is proprietary, and the second one is free software. Free software means it will be given to you for a certain period of time, and also with certain limitations. You can't do all the options. You can't go with all the options of the particular software. So this is the thing. This is what happening in the case of open source software. And coming to the slide, and these are all the non-proprietary, that means open source softwares which can be used for the analysis of sample, as analysis of data, like StarOffice is there, OpenOffice is there, JSP, and Devolve is there, PAST is there, OR is there, Jamovi is there, and Libreoffice is there. And our focus will be on these 2 softwares by today. One is the Jamovi and another one is the Libreoffice. Since it is an open source software, you can download and you can make use of it. There is no limit and there is no restriction on these 2 softwares. And we have a large number of open source softwares. And this is the trend nowadays we are following. And even from the people from Tamil Nadu, you know very well about this Thirukural, Iniya Ulavaha Innada Kural, Kani Iruppa Kai Kavarndatru. So when there are so many good fruits, we are taking a unripened fruit. So this is the concept of this Thirukural. So likewise, we have n number of open sources for the not only the purpose of data analysis, for also maybe documentation or presentation or like doing analysis or accounting or letter typing, these things. For example, the software what I am using now, it is a open source software which is called as a Libreoffice Impress. Okay, it is an open source software. Nobody is going to question me. Why are you using? Do you have any license for using this software? No way. No one is having the right to ask question about licensing the particular software. So this is the case when there are large number of open sources in the internet or in the public domain. We are using the proprietary softwares in an illegal way. If you are using a proprietary software by paying some money, by giving some money, it is well and good. Otherwise, we can go for this kind of open source software. That is the concept. Okay, and where to download these kind of open source software? For example, Jamovi, we can go to this jamovi.org, And simply I can give a demo how it can be downloaded. Simply you please go to the website, or otherwise you simply go to the Google, or otherwise if not, you simply go to my website, and you click on the what do you call, some open source softwares here. I have given a link. So there you can download the LibreOffice, StarOffice, all the softwares I have listed here are open source softwares. Just click Zamovi and it will go to the web page Zamovi. You can download the software, which is an open source software. You can download it and you can make use of it. Nobody is going to question you. So this is the way how this Zamovi software can be downloaded. Okay, so this is one thing. And in my presentation, I have given as a step 1, step 2, step 3, likewise. So you need not worry about this presentation, because this presentation is available in my website. You can download it and you can make use of it. So this is a step 1 and this is a step 2, because these kind of open source softwares are cross-platform, or it means that they are offering software for Windows, and they are offering software for Linux, and they are offering software for Mac operating system also. So that's why these kind of open source softwares are being called as cross-platform. Whatever the platform, they're offering the software. So this is the way you can download the particular software. And this is the way you can download this LibreOffice, which can, this LibreOffice nothing but just like Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office is having a bundle of softwares like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, and it goes on. So likewise, this LibreOffice is having a bundle of softwares like which is equal to LibreOffice Writer, which is equal to Microsoft Word, and LibreOffice Calc, which is equal to Microsoft Excel, and LibreOffice Impress, what I am using now. Because normally we people are using the word PPT, and whenever we used to go to the class, we used to tell that I have developed my PPT, I have prepared my PPT. So PPT is the word which is not a relevant word. This is what we are using. Like if you want to photocopy something, for example, so here is the paper. Here is the paper. If you want to give multiple copies to the people, normally we will go for photocopying. But the term Xerox, the terminology, the term Xerox being dominated, the term Xerox is dominating the term photocopy. We normally, the limited people are using the terminology photocopy, but most of the people are using the Xerox, which is a company name, which is a photocopier machine company name. So likewise, people are using the term PPT. Otherwise, it should be used as digital presentation. And this is the way, and these are all the steps where you can download this LibreOffice. Simple thing, you can go to this libreoffice.org, and you can download for your Windows, whether it is 32-bit or 62-bit. So if you're having a 62-bit, you have to download accordingly. For example, so this is this PC, and you can go for properties. So this is the way how you can verify or identify whether your operating system is 32-bit or 64-bit. So here under the system type, the 64-bit operating system will be there. Sometimes you people may have a 32-bit operating system. In such case, you have to download the software for 32-bit operating system. So this is an example. So you can go for this open source software. It doesn't mean that you need not go to my website. You simply go to the Google and you type the LibreOffice download. Okay. So this is the page. It will take you to download the open source software. So here is the software. So the software is available for 64-bit as well as 32-bit, Mac, Linux, for all the platform. If you are having a 32-bit operating system of Windows, you select this 32-bit and you can download. So see, this LibreOffice is being offered in so many versions, and this is the latest version 7.2.0. Okay, so this is the way you can download and you can install the LibreOffice also. And this is the way to open the LibreOffice. You click the window and you type LibreOffice after the installation, and these are all the things. So this is the writer, which is almost equal, or sometimes this is having more than Microsoft Word. So we can type like this: from, so name, so institution. Likewise, it goes. And to whatever the shortcut keys and the menus present in the LibreOffice will be as like as Microsoft Office, so that you need not learn for new things. It is already, we know that how to operate, how to work with Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel and Microsoft PowerPoint. The same thing like Control X, Control V, everything will be the same. And the one more thing is file compatibility. That is also file compatibility also, it is good. Whatever the file you are creating through LibreOffice can be used by Microsoft Office. And whatever the file you are using through Microsoft Office can be used by the LibreOffice too. So the file compatibility also good, so that it is better we can move for a open source software in the place of pirated softwares. Okay, so this is the thing. So these are all the two things: LibreOffice and this is the screenshot. So here you can go for download, and this is the download, and these are all the operating systems which that LibreOffice will support. So this is the thing, and this is the starting of Jamovi. I'm just starting the Jamovi, and I'll give you a demo. Like this is the start button, and or otherwise you can go here. Here will be the Jamovi, or otherwise you type here Jamovi. Okay, so this is the Jamovi software. It will begin, and this is about the starting Jamovi. And likewise, if you want to go for LibreCalc, so this is the way. So now the Jamovi is getting ready. So the main important thing is this is open source. Okay, this is one of the open sources which can be used for data analysis purpose. Okay, this is the thing. And how a LibreOffice LibreCalc. So this is Libre, and this is the writer we have seen, and this is the calc which we are going to use here. How maybe descriptive statistics or differential statistics or correlational analysis or factor analysis or maybe item analysis or regression or maybe reliability analysis. So what are all the things you're doing or you are familiar with SPSS that can be done with LibreOffice Calc, or that can be done with Jamovi, which is open source. So that is our ultimate objective. But in this 1.5 hours, we may not cover that much of thing, but we will focus at least something. And from that point, you can lead. That is our objective. Because even a great man who knows MS Excel may know only 5% or may know only 6 or 7% of MS Excel or MS Office. Okay, that much of that lot of things are available in that Microsoft Office as well as LibreOffice. So everything is learning by doing. Okay, learning by doing, or learning by experiencing, or learning by Googling, or learning by YouTube. That is a great way of learning new things. So this is LibreCalc, and this is LibreImpress, what I am using for the presentation. And likewise, these are all the designs and the same thing. Everything will be the same, no problem. And this is the LibreCalc, how it can be opened, LibreCalc. So likewise, everything will be like Excel. You know how you can name or how the address of this cell A1. This is A2. This is A3. This is A4. And this is B1. This is B2. This is B3. This is B4. And this is B5. So likewise, everything will be the same, like file, edit, view, or save as. And even the older version of Microsoft Excel may not have export as PDF. But the latest versions may have that export as PDF. But versions like Microsoft Office 2007 and the prior versions may not have the export as PDF. But this is having the export as PDF option also. So this is in such a way, and likewise, we can product a particular document. We can put some passwords to the particular document. For example, if you're all professors, you are all professionally teachers or research scholars. If you are sending a question paper to a particular university, what you can do is you can restrict some password to the particular file, and you can send it through mail. So that file can be accessed if the person knows the password. So in such a way, these things are available in Microsoft Office as well as this Libreoffice. So remaining things are them. This is a formula bar. In Excel, we call it as formula bar, but here we call it as input line. That's the thing. But the same thing, same formulas can be used for this. Whatever the formulas, whatever the shortcut keys you are using for Microsoft Excel, the same can be used for LibreOffice Calc. So this is with this we will go for a demo of this software, and this is these are all the things like sort, file, edit, view, insert, everything will be there. And going to our presentation, yeah. So this is Jamovi starting. And this is the view, the opening screen of Zomovi screen. There will be 3 views or 3 tabs. So one is the analysis view, and the second one is the data view, and third one is the edit view. And before that, there will be the menu. Before here, there will be the menu, and this is the way. And we know this is a software. Okay, I'm just maximizing. And I hope that my screen is audible to you. My screen is visible to you all. Am I correct? Whether my screen is visible to you
Yes,
all?
sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, fine.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And so this is what this Jamovi, and this is the data view, and this is the analysis view. It is not analysis. I hope that you know what is the difference between analysis and analysis, the singular plural. And this is edit. Okay, so under analyze, we have this descriptive like explorations or t-test or ANOVA f-test, regression, frequencies. Under frequency, I'll give you a demo with the sample data. And this is the factor analysis, which includes while we are. So this doesn't mean that it can be used for social sciences only. Now people are using, when compared to social science people, science people are also using SPSS or Excel or Jamovi or LibreOffice as equal as, like t-test or regression things or chi-square, fitness. So like descriptive things or central tendencies like mean, median, mode, and dispersion like standard deviations. Those things are being used by science peoples also. So that if you are from science background, you just apply your examples in this case. And so this is the opening screen I have seen, edit, analyze, data, and this is the menu. If you click menu, these things, new, open, import, save as, export, these things will be there. Okay, so this is the for new one, and this is to open the existing file. And this import facility is, you can import any Excel file or any LibreOffice file or any SPSS file to the Jamovi. You may have a Excel file, you may prepare your data in an Excel format. So in such a case, you need not type everything from whatever you are having in Excel should not be retyped in Jamovi. Simply, you can go to import and you can browse. And this is the Excel file I'm having. If I click data sample and open, that file will be converted to Jamovi. Now I have already added, so that I'm just opening. So this is the file. This is the file. And you know that this is an example of a master table. A master table is nothing but we are converting the data available in the questionnaire. Okay. Whatever the data available in the questionnaire will be converted in a master sheet, maybe in the form of numeric, because sometimes we may put male, female. So this is an example of master table. So these are all the background variables or population variables or demographic variables or categorical variables or basal variables, whatever may be the terminologies. So these are all the nominal variables, which can be used for categorization process alone. Okay, if we cannot arrange hierarchically, you are superior or you are inferior like. So that's the thing. These are all the demographic variables, and these are all the main variables. Like this is an social media non-academic in the column T, and this is social media academic, and this is social media total, and this is emotional maturity, and this is mental health, and this is academic achievement. Likewise, the header should be without any space. That is the concept. Okay. Likewise, if you want to have a medium of instruction, it should be like this. It should not be like medium, space, off, or instruction. It should not be like this. Excel will support this. But softwares like SPSS or software like Jamovi will not accept this kind of space. So that what it can be done is, we can like M without space, go 0 or
Excuse me, sir. Sorry for the disturbance.
yes.
Not visible, sir. Screen.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I'll go through.
No, sir. Somebody sharing their screen. Please ask them to pin it to your screen, sir.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I'll again resume.
Screen visible, sir.
Visible?
Yes, sir. Screen is visible.
Okay, fine.
Yes, visible, sir. Yes.
Yeah, we can go through. Anyway, thank you for your confirmation. So these are all the things about. So I'm talking about this Jamovi, and these are all the categorical variables. I was talking about the master table. A master table. This is a master table. So instead of medium of instruction, we can go for MOI. So this is for our own understanding, nothing else. So or otherwise we can go for medium underscore of or underscore instruction. We can go like this also. It will be somewhat lengthy, but we can have it like this. Okay. So this is a master table. We call it as a master table. Instead of one, here in gender, 1 means female or 2 means male. We can assign. But the thing is, instead of 1, 2, we can put male, female also. But while we are doing numbers, why we are putting numbers means there is no possibility of spelling errors in numbers. For example, if it is a color, some people may type as COLOR. Some other people may type as COLOUR. It may differ. Spelling may differ. But if it is a numerical thing, but there is no possibility of spelling mistakes. So that's the reason why it is better you go for numbers. Okay, so this is the thing. This is the edit view, and this is the menu. And under this menu, so this is the menu. So there will be 3 lines. Okay, this is menu. And if you click menu, this will open new, open, import, save as, export like. And this is the way to import the file. You just click the import and you browse and you click the Excel file. Right, Excel file or any other file you can access. So this is the how Excel file can be imported to Jamovi. So this is about importing the file. I'll give you a demo like this. This is Jamovi, and I close this, and I'll open Jamovi once again for the better understanding. Okay, and just click the menu. This is the menu, and import, browse. So this is the data sample. I can open this. Click and open. So if you click and open, this file will be accessed here. So this is the way how Excel file or SPSS file, or maybe it may be a CSV file, whatever may be the file, it can be bring into Jamovi. So this is the thing. And so once our master table is getting ready, we have to check the normality of our sample, the distribution of the sample. This is most important thing, because only by deciding whether the sample is distributed normally or abnormally. Okay, so by find out the normality, we have to decide the statistical techniques. If it is normally distributed, for example, if you take a class, because basically I'm from education, most of the things in my mind will be classrooms. So if you go for a classroom, I'm sure that if there are 50 students in a class, just imagine. So all the 50 students may not be a high achievers. And this is one case. And in another case, all the 50 students may not be a low achievers. Okay, but this is in normal situation, almost maybe over 10 to 20% will be low achievers, and 10 to 20% will be high achievers, and remaining maybe around 60 to 70% of the people will be in moderate achievers. This is the normal situation, normal distribution. So that if the sample is normally distributed, we have to go for this kind of statistical techniques. Otherwise, if our sample is not normally distributed, if it is an abnormal distribution, like this, negatively skewed or positively skewed, or maybe leptocutic, mesocutic, platecutic. So in these two cases, we should not go for a statistical things like a t-test or f-test like thing. For example, so this is the thing. So this is the skewness. So skewness, and this is positively skewed, and this is negatively skewed, and this is kurtosis. So normal distribution will be like this. For example, I'll give you an example like this. Maybe I can have this. For example, in a classroom, here. So these are all the marks. Maybe here it will be 10, and here it will be 20, and here it will be 30, and here it will be 100. Just imagine. And here the number of people will be there. Maybe 5 students, maybe 10 students, or 15 students, or 20 students. It may goes. So under the range of 0 to 10, maybe there may be 1 or 2 people will be there. And in between 10 to 20, there may be some people. 20 to 30, there may be some people. So there may be some people. There may be some people, and some people, and some people, and 70 to 80, and 80 to 90, and 90 to 100. So if you draw a line in the dots, so this is a normal curve. This is the normal curve. So if the curve looks like this is positively skewed, and this is like this. This is negatively skewed. So this is not a normal distribution, and this is also not a normal distribution, and this is the normal distribution. Okay, so I hope that you understand what is normality. And so this is the case that whether by this way we are deciding whether our sample is normally distributed or not. There are so many ways. So by calculating the mean, median, mode. So if all the three, mean, median, as well as mode, comes together, almost the same, it can be understood that our sample is normally distributed. This is one kind of assumption. And the second thing is, if the skewness is these things. This is in number, we are measuring in number. This is skewness, and this is kurtosis. If both the skewness and the kurtosis comes in between -2 and +2, it is understood that my sample is normally distributed. You can refer this source also, maybe socialresearchmethods.net. You can go and refer these kind of norms and standards. So this is about how the normal distribution. So for example, if it is normally distributed, we can go for this kind of statistical techniques, like parametrics techniques, like t-test, ANOVA, ANCOVA, product movement correlation, regression, trend analysis. Mostly in business, trend analysis is to measure. So these are all the things in case of if your sample is normally distributed. But if your sample is not normally distributed, maybe it may be positively skewed, or it may be negatively skewed, or pratic, whatever may be the distribution. Apart from normal distribution, we can go for this kind of statistical techniques like chi-square test, sign test, mean, median, mode, rank difference. So these kind of things can be done. But if you go for a powerfulness, the power, this parametric tests are more powerful. We can draw any conclusion based on the parametric statistics. But in case of non-parametric statistics, it is less power. So this is the thing. So that's the reason why before analyze our data, we have to confirm and we have to measure my data is whether normally distributed or any other distribution. Okay. So this is the case how a normality can be checked with Zomovi. Okay, and also likewise we will go for Libreoffice too, Libreoffice calc also. So this is my sample. Okay, so these are my variables. These are my research variables. Maybe social media, non-academic. So for sample, I'm taking this. This is academic. This is emotional maturity, and this is mental health or academic achievement. So what I would like to do this. Just I'm going to check whether the skewness and kurtosis. So we can go for explorations and descriptives. Okay, this is the way how you can analyze the things. So these are all the, so if the variables are mentioned as this, it is a categorical variable. Okay, only a demographic variable like class, location, or nativity, likewise. And so these are all the maybe continuous variables. Okay, these are all the continuous variables. And this is the way, if you want to find out the skewness or kurtosis of this social media awareness, just transfer this social media total to this variable list, and it can be split by gender. We can go for male separately as well as female separately, and maybe if it go for location of school, maybe rural schools or urban schools separately, we can do that. Okay, maybe I can go for gender. Okay, these are all the statistics. And maybe I may want to have mean, median, mode, whatever you want, you just click. I don't want now. Just I'm removing. I need only the skewness and kurtosis. So only by clicking the skewness and kurtosis, it will appear. Okay. So here the kurtosis for male is minus 0.147, and the skewness for male is minus 0.0283. So which means that both the skewness and kurtosis falls between -2 and +2. So that it is understood that my sample is normally distributed. So distribution problem solved. So that since my sample is normally distributed, I can go for this kind of statistical things like a t-test, ANOVA, UNCOVA, product movement correlation, or generally parametric statistics. I can choose parametric statistics. So if the skewness and kurtosis comes beyond the -2 and +2, beyond the -2 and +2, like for example, if the skewness comes around -2 point something, and if the kurtosis comes around +3 point something, so it means that my sample is not normally distributed. So that in such case, we have to adopt non-parametric statistics like chi-square, sign test, mean median, mode, like things or rank difference. So this is the concept. Okay, and by next up, so this is normality check with Jamovi. I have given a demo. And how a normality can be checked with Libreoffice, we will see that. And there are too many ways. Even you people know, for one problem, you may have n number of solutions in computer. Maybe if you want to copy one thing and if you want to paste, somebody what they will do. So if they want to copy this, somebody right click and they'll go for copy. Okay, like copy, and they'll click here and they'll paste. This is one way. And some other people, what they'll do, they click here and they'll go for edit, copy, and they place, and they'll go for edit or paste. These are all another way. So we may have n number of ways to solve the problems. You may have a better options, better ways, but the output, what is the output? That is important. So this is the way how a normality of a sample or of a data can be analyzed, can be obtained. For example, so these are all the values. I'm just randomly typing. So I'm just randomly typing. So I would like to know the skewness and the kurtosis for this values. Maybe there is a statistical norms that sample size would be more than 29. So if it is less than 29, it may consider as a small sample. Okay. So when it is a small sample, we cannot use certain formulas and techniques. Sorry. So since okay, I'm going for 30 sample. So if it is 29, it may consider as a small sample. If it is 30, it is being considered as a large sample. So here I would like to want to know the skewness. Just imagine. Here is the place I would like to find out the result of skewness. I'm just place the cursor here and I'm going for the input line. Okay, I'm going for the input line and I click and I is equal to symbol and I type skew, S-K-U-E-W. This is the formula, skew. And you start the bracket and you have to mention from where and up to which number we have to find out the skewness. For example, you know that this is the A1, the 45 is A1, and this 34 is A2, and this 45 is A3, and the 34 is A4. So my objective is I would like to find out the skewness for the data from 45 to this 56. So that skew, and this is the starting point A1, and this colon, it is not a semicolon, it is a colon, double dot. It means that from that point, so up to here A30, A30. So this is the point. So I click. So this is the skewness. Okay. So likewise, we can find out the kurtosis. So this is the kurtosis I would like to measure. Is equal to KU. If you type one or two letters, it will give you the hint. Okay, I type only KU, it will give you the structure KURT, cut. And if you start bracket, open bracket, it will give you the structure. We can type number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, or otherwise we can go for A1 to A30. So this is like just like here, there is a saying that if there is a person who is very hungry, you should not give or you should not provide a fried fish to a hungry man. Instead of that, instead of giving a fried fish, you have to teach the hungry man how to fish. So this is like that. If you know a few things, it will support in your independent data analysis. Okay. So this both the skewness and kurtosis comes between -2 and +2, so that this values are under normal distribution. So my normal distribution means that I have covered all the levels of people. That is the thing. If I, for example, this is the skewness and kurtosis. If one values instead of 45, if it is 450, you see the difference in the skewness and kurtosis. Automatically it will change. So this is 45. When it is 45, the skewness comes 1.06. If it is 450, the skewness comes 5.25 and kurtosis comes 28.32. So this is the way. Sometimes we may commit some mistakes while typing the data. Instead of 4.5, we may type 45. Or instead of 45, we may type 4.5. So in such case, so this kind of skewness and kurtosis will help us to solve the problem. Say if it is a academic achievement, for 100 marks you are having one examination. By mistakenly, maybe you may type 120 instead of 12. There is no possibility of getting 120 marks out of 100. But by mistakenly, you may type 120. So if you go for this skewness and kurtosis, you can find it where the mistake is. This is one option. Okay. So likewise, you can go for skewness and kurtosis. This is one way. And so another way is, this is another way, you can select the data and you can go for statistics. Okay. And you can go for some descriptives. Okay. So like this way also, you can select the sample, like you can select like this way. And where the result should be, you click here and you select the cell where the result should be printed. Okay, here, and I put OK. So these are all the, this is like giving a fried fish to a hungry man. Okay, but this will not help us to learn new things. So that's the reason why. So this is the mean and this is standard error, mode, median, and minimum, kurtosis, skewness, range, minimum, maximum, sum, count. So count is 30. Okay. So if you delete anyone, it will become 29. If you delete another one, it will become 28. Okay. I'm just putting Control Z. The same Control Z, Control X, Control C, Control V. Everything will be the same in Libreoffice called just like a Microsoft Office. So this is one thing. This is one way. So this is the way to find out the skewness and kurtosis in Libreoffice. And we will move on. So since we can come to the conclusion that since my skewness and kurtosis for my sample falls between minus and +2, it is understood that my sample is normally distributed. Hence, I'm going for further statistical techniques to follow in parametric statistical techniques. So this is the situation. And if you go to the next one, so this is what we have seen: Libreoffice Normality Check, and this is the skewness formula. And don't worry about the speed of my presentation, because the same presentation is available in the source. You can access. So this is how central tendencies like mean, median, mode, things can be calculated by Zamovi, as well as can be calculated by LibreOffice. So I'm just going for both the softwares. Okay, and this is a initiation, and by having this kind of initiation, you can go through. And even in the final, in my last slide, I have given so many resources and references, YouTube links or videos, and even my own lecture will be available maybe by evening, maybe around 6 or 6:30 in my website. You can download my video and you can go step by step, or you can listen word by word. So no problem. And now I'm going to give a demo how central tendencies like mean, median, mode can be. But these mean, median, mode things are not powerful things. Because, for example, this is an example, just example. So just imagine this is one class, maybe class A. Okay, just imagine. So this is class B, and this is class C, and this may be the student 1 in the class, maybe student 2, and this is student 3 and student 4 and student 5. Just imagine. Okay, so in first class, all the maybe out of 500, we may take out of 500, all the students are performing like 100 marks. So in another class, maybe the scores will be like this. Out of 500, I'm telling. So 110, maybe 130, maybe maybe 170, maybe like it may be 70, and this may be 100. And in another third class, the scores may be like this. Okay, like this. Maybe one boy may score 490 out of 500. So this is the way how we can find out the total of a number. So you simply go to the input line and you put is equal to and put sum, and you start the bracket, and you may select like this also. You may select like this also, or otherwise you can manually type like this H9 colon, so like H15, I think. All right, this is 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. Sorry, 14. Okay, so like this is the sum, and simply, so here is the arrow, and while if you go like this, the arrow will becomes a plus symbol. So in such a case, you can track this, and this is the thing. So this is the total. Okay, this is the total. And if you go for average, simple thing is equal to average starting point, maybe A9. I'm talking to this context, and A14. So this is average. Sorry, I think something wrong. Sorry, I put some. So average is this average, and average it means H15. H15 is the total. So H15 divided by, there are 5 students. Okay, 500. So you can track the same thing to all the thing. So it means that we cannot say that since all the averages are 100. So class section A average is 100, section B average is 100, section C average is 100. So that's the reason why all the 3 classes are equal. I can't say that all the 3 classes are equal. So that's the reason why by only measuring the average itself, we should not come to the conclusion. Okay. So that's the reason why we call it as this kind of mean, median, mode. This is a mean, median, mode, or not that much of powerful statistics. Okay, like median, you can calculate the median here. Median, like median is equal to, we can type median also. Like for example, if you want to type find out the median for these 30 samples. So this is the median. I want to know that. You go to the input line, you press is equal to and median, and you start the bracket, and you type the range A1 colon. You may have 500 samples. So in such case, A1 colon A500 something. And sometimes in the first row, you may have a header like academic achievement or blood sugar level. In science, you may have blood pressure or hemoglobin level, whatever may be the measurement. So if you have a header in the first row, you have to start from A2, for example. So A1 colon A30 in this case. Okay, and this is the median. And mode. So this is the mode is equal to mode. You start the bracket and A1 colon A14. So this is the mode. So these are all the central tendencies. Okay, a mean, median, mode, such things. And you know the mean, how to calculate the mean. So this is the mean. This is the average. And you start the bracket A1 colon A14. Here the things are maybe you may go for 30. Okay, this is for 30. This is 30. This is for A1 colon 30. This is also you can go for 30. So these are all the how mean, median, mode. So this is a one way. It is the simplest way, and we can go for by this way also. Like simply, this is a here is the median is 45 in this way, and here also the median is 45, and here is the mean is 43.46. In this way also mean is 43.4, and likewise it goes. Okay, so this is the case, and this is purely for we should not depend on only the average score. In order to establish that thing, I have given this this example. That's all, and these are all the way. If, for example, if you want to find out the standard deviation, you know, you people, I am not going for a theoretical thing. Standard deviation is nothing but how the people are deviating from the mean value. See, for example, if imagine that all the people are scoring 45 marks. Simply, I will track, okay, for a better understanding. Maybe, sorry, this is the way. All the people are scoring 45 marks. Then the mean will be 45, the median will be 45, and the mode will be also 45. Okay, and likewise, the standard deviation, we call it as maybe SD. The standard deviation will be, so mean is 45. And the first fellow, there is no deviation from the mean because the mean is 45. And the second fellow, the second boy or the second girl, there is no deviation from the mean because the mean is 45. And the third fellow also, there is no deviation from the mean. So that ultimately the standard deviation will be 0. Likewise. So this is standard deviation, standard, that is ST for standard and DEV for deviation. Okay, and you start the bracket and A1 colon A30, A30. So this is the way. 0, okay, and if any values increases, this standard deviation will increase. Okay, maybe it may be decrease. It may be increase or it may be decrease. So if all the values are, this is the way that whether our formula is correct or not, we can verify that. So since all the values are 45, standard deviation will be 0. because the mean is same, and so that there is no deviation by any student. In case of any student, so that standard deviation will be 0. And this is the way that how a mean, median, mode, standard deviation can be calculated by using Libreoffice Calc. And the same thing we can calculate through Jamovi also. Okay, this is the data. We know that this is the data, and we can go for this analysis, and you can go for exploration, descriptives.
Sorry for the disturbance, sir.
Yes, sir. I think
Not visible, sir.
Yeah.
Screen
now,
not
now,
visible.
now it is okay, I think.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't know what
Screen
is
is
happening.
visible, sir.
Yeah, I don't know what is happening. Sometimes the screen sharing is missing. I don't know why. Anyway.
No, sir.
problem.
Some people are presenting, sir.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I go for admin, that is another problem. That's the reason why. Yeah, we will look into, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So this is the way that how central tendencies like mean, median, mode can be calculated. So this is the thing. This is the values. So this is the emotional maturity. I want to find out the mean, median, mode, or other thing. Okay. Sometimes I can split it by age or class or location or a type of school or medium of maybe whatever may be the nature of school, father education, mother education. Likewise, I can classify also. So this is emotional maturity. If I want to number of n also, we can go that. This is mean, median, mode, and sum. So if you want only these things, you can remove minimum, maximum, other things. So this is mean, median, mode, sum. Everything will be there. So by simply click here, you can copy the result. Okay, you can copy the result, and you can go for this LibreCalc or something, or LibreWriter. You can paste it there, or otherwise for our convenience. So you can paste it there. One by one, you can paste it, and you can save the file. Even as a DOC file, you can save it. Here it will be the DOC file also, like Word 2003-65. This is the DOC file. You can save it, or Word 97 to 2003. In this format also, you can save it. Maybe you can give a name like result. Okay. Result of my data, and you may enjoy that while if you are analyzing your own data, really you feel the happiness of that. Okay, so there may be some defect or maybe struggle in the initial stage, but in course of time it will be clarified. So we can say the result in this way. Okay, so where is Jamovi? Yes. So these are the things. And if you want to go with standard deviation, you can go for standard deviation. And you can go for percentile also, the 25th percentile or 50th percentile. So that also can be. And sometimes if you want to have a frequency table, you can have it a frequency table also. If you select this, ultimately it will come over here. And this is the case that mean, median, mode for total sample. And if you want to split up by gender, by classify by gender, you can have like this, mean for maybe one may be assigned for female. Or otherwise, I can do like this also. I can, instead of 1 and 1, 2, 3, even I can go for male or female also. All the 1 can be a female. All the 2s can be a male. Unless otherwise there is no spelling mistake or in the text, there is no issue. So in order to avoid that kind of spelling errors, we are going for numerical values. So this is what by using the Jamovi, how central tendencies can be measured. So this is one kind. So exploration, descriptives, and we are choosing this. And you can go for the plot, maybe maybe bar plot or box plot. We can develop. Okay, so maybe after selecting the things. So I didn't select here. So this is the mental health. Okay, So I have chosen box plot. So it will come. So this is the box plot. So simply we can copy, or we can export also. We can copy the thing and we can go to the Libre writer and we can paste it here. Okay, finally we can, for reporting purpose, we can copy this and we can have it in the 4th chapter or 5th chapter or 3rd chapter, wherever you want to have. So this is about box plot, or if you want to have a histogram, by selecting the histogram, it will be appeared here. So simply thing, you can copy and you can paste it. So everything, these are all the things can be done by SPSS also, or MATLAB also, or SAS also. So all the softwares can be do this thing. So the main difference is this is open source software, that is proprietary softwares. So if you want to purchase an SPSS, you have to spend almost 1 lakh something, 1,10,000 or 1,20,000 should be spent by you. Then only you can have a original version of SPSS 90, it may be 23 or 24 or something, 26. See, if you are using, just imagine, if you are using SPSS 17.0, a pirated version, and illegally you are using, you cannot mention that, you cannot mention in your 3rd chapter or 4th chapter that I have used SPSS 17.0, unless otherwise you are having license. You can't say that. If somebody asks in your Libreoffice, since most of the participants are research scholars, I'm talking this. So in the Libreoffice examination, if somebody is asking that, sir, what kind of software you have used for your data analysis? You can't say that SPSS 17.0, SPSS 23, unless otherwise you have purchased the software. So, but in this case, if you are using the open source software, you have the right to tell. You have the right. Nobody can question you that why are you using this software and how without license you can use this. No way. So this can be used. So this is measurement of central tendencies by using the Zomovie. Okay, so we have seen that. So you go to analyze and you click on explorations, you select descriptives, and you transfer the research variables, or if you want to level wise, if you want to the total sample, you just transfer the mental maturity or ICT awareness or the statistical awareness or attitude towards a new product or awareness towards COVID-19. Whatever the scores you arrive, you just transfer the particular variable to the variables table here. And the categorical variable, if you want to have analyze male as a separate, female as a separate, or rural as a separate, or urban as a separate, or government college teachers or private college teachers, or whatever may be the classification. So if you want to categorize the people, you just transfer the categorical variable into the split by table. Then automatically you select whatever the things you want, like N or Skewness or Katasi. So if you select these things, automatically parallelly this result will appear. You can right click on the, or other, sometimes what you can do is you can click the shift window S, these 3 buttons, and you can copy, you can select, and ultimately you can go to the Libre writer or something, or Microsoft Word something, you can paste it there. But this will be as a image, you cannot edit this. But if you copy and paste, it will be better. So this will be better. If you right click, copy, and if you go and paste, so this can be editable. If you want to change a font size or whatever thing you want, you can change it. So this is about how descriptive analysis can be done through okay, so this is one thing. And the next thing is we will go for, and whatever I'm telling, I am giving a demo is nothing but maybe 1% or 2%. Okay, so the remaining 98% of the Zomovie as well as Libre call can be explored by you. because we are all the people from learning by doing or learning by experiencing. So you can do that. Okay, so this is measures of central tendency using LibreOffice. We have seen mean, median, mode, such things. We can go for this LibreOffice. This we have already seen, like mean. If you want to median is equal to median, and open the bracket and you type the starting limit. So here I have put the T2. You can see that T2. Because in the header, I am having the heading. The first row, I am having the header. So that I have given T2 up to T708. And this is the mode. So this is the formula for mode is equal to mode T2 colon T708. So this is the thing and how the central tendencies can be measured. And so this is the descriptive statistics by LibreOffice. That another way I have shown you. You just go to data and statistics. You go for descriptive statistics. Okay. So likewise, there are so many shortcuts also there. Like if you want to have F test or ESZ test or regression or correlation or ANOVA, T test, everything, chi-square, everything, there is a shortcut. Okay. But it is better you go for their process. So this is about where is my presentation? Yes, here. So this is the descriptive statistics by LibreOffice. We have seen already. And so this is the thing, descriptive statistics. I have given a step-by-step thing, nothing else. Okay, which I have seen already. This is the differential analysis t-test with Jamovi. You people know that what is the purpose of t-test and student t-test. So in order to compare two groups, okay, in order to compare two groups, whether there is any significant difference or not. So for example, if I can compare myself as a X and another fellow with Y. Okay, I'm just imagine that my name is X and another fellow's name is Y. So imagine that my achievement score, maybe my name is X, name X. My achievement score is 75. And the another student's achievement is 77. We can see, yeah. So we can say that there is a difference, but it may not be a significant difference. So that is the objective. So in order to, yeah.
Please, participants, please switch off your mic.
Yes, sir.
Sir, will you please switch off the mic?
Please, you mute them, sir.
Just mute him.
Yes, sir, please mute them.
Otherwise, Velu, kindly remove this.
Yes, sir. Just remove them, sir.
ஒரு மைனஸ் சிம்பிள் இருக்கும்ல, அதை கிளிக் பண்ணுங்க, ரிமூவ் ஆயிடும்.
பண்ணிட்டேன் சார்.
அது யார் என்ன குழந்தைமா? அது ஜான் ஒரு பதத்துக்கு எழுதல.
Sir, he is not listening. Actually, we are saying keep kindly mute. He is not listening.
ரிமூவ் பண்ணல சார். அவரு ரிமூவ் பண்ணாலும் ஆயிட்டாரு.
meeting. Sorry for the inconvenient. So this is the thing. We are in the virtual forum. In such case, we have to follow the norms of this virtual platforms. Okay, and so now the time is 5:28. I'll post the feedback link, and after that I will continue for 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so this is the feedback link, I think. Yeah, I'll post it in the chat box, and you please provide your valuable feedbacks, and maybe after verifying your participation and all, we will send you the certificate within 2 working days. So here I have pasted the feedback link. So we will continue the remaining thing. So how a t-test can be analyzed through Jamovi, and also how a t-test can be analyzed through this Libreoffice calc. These are all things we are going to do. So simply you go to analyze and you select t-test and you go for independent sample t-test. So there are so many t-tests. One is independent sample t-test, and another one is paired sample t-test. So independent sample t-test is if you are comparing 2 different groups, that is independent sample t-test. So male is a one group of people, and this side female, another group of people. This is independent sample t-test. And in some other case, paired sample t-test. For example, you are having 50 students, okay, having 50 students, and you are going to introduce a new method, as you are going to experiment something, okay, within that 50 students. So before the experiment, you will collect some data, that is pre-test, okay, pre-test. And after you gave some training, after the experiment, after giving some input to them, you will have some test like post-test. But here, there are two scores, but the sample is the same, only the 50 students. Okay, the students will be remaining the same. But in the first case, male is different and female is different. Rural is different, urban is different. And like teachers, assistant professors separate, associate professors separate, and research scholar separate. Likewise. And in paired sample t-test, it is not like that. The sample will be the same, but they will be tested in different timings, maybe before the experiment or after the experiment. Okay, that is paired sample. And there are another thing, one sample t-test, which means that only at one time, we will collect the data. And with that, we can go for t-test also by comparing the previous experiments. And so I'm doing that independent sample t-test. Okay, here is the maybe social media awareness I'm going to measure. So I'm just transferring. And this is the grouping variable. So which group I'm going to compare, whether male or female or rural or urban. So for 2 classification, if the total sample is classified into 2 categories, I can go for t-test. If it is more than 2 groups, I have to go for ANOVA. Okay, that's the thing that if only 2 categories of people like male, female, or married, unmarried, okay, like likewise, if there are 2 classification of category of people, we can go for t-test. So gender, okay, so ultimately this value will be here. Okay, this is the thing. And sometimes you may you may want to have mean difference. So what is the mean difference? And maybe if the number of sample is less than 30, we have to go for man-Whitney U test, because it is a small sample. So that instead of t-test, we have to go for man-Whitney U test. And like descriptives also we can have, like n. This is n1. This is n2. This is m1. That is mean 1, mean 2. This is standard deviation 1. This is standard deviation 2. This is median 1. This is median 2. And this is the t-value. We know that if the value is beyond the 1.96, it is understood that there is a significant difference between the group 1 and group 2. And if the calculated t-value is less than 1.96 at 5% level of significance, it means that there is no significant difference between group 1 and group 2. So this is the interpretation we can give it. So this is in case of Jamovi. And in case of Libreoffice also, we can go for t-test. We can select data, and you can go for statistics, and you can for add a t-test. So here we have to select the range 1. For example, so just imagine. So this is the value 1. I just copy for our better understanding. Maybe open. I just Veritas. Yes. Yeah, it is here. Yeah, it is here. So you just imagine that these are all the social media non-academic of male. Okay. New, this is spreadsheet. This is the male. Just imagine, and so this is imagine that this is the female. Okay, these are all the scores achieved by the female. Just imagine. My objective is to compare or to find out the significant difference between male and female. This is my objective. So now what I can do is, you can go for data and statistics, and you go for paired t-test, and you select. This is the variable 1 range, group 1 range. You select like this. This is the group 1 range, and you go here, and this is the group 2 range. This is the group 2. Okay, and where the result should be. Okay, you click here, and then you select a cell. That means that result should be placed here. So okay, so here is the t-stat. This is the t-value minus 1.84, and other probability values, critical values, critical ratio. So everything will be here. So even mean 1, mean 2, likewise. So this will come. This is one aspect. In another aspect also, we can go for t-test. You please type is equal to, and you type t-test. This is the formula, and you start bracket, and you give the range of this group 1. Okay, and then comma, and the range of group 2. Okay, so this is. And then what kind of mode? That means that one sample t-test or independent sample t-test, likewise. And one more thing is what kind of type? Maybe maybe one tile or two tile like. So likewise, or we can go for, normally we will go for 2 tile test. So if you click, this will come. Okay, so this is one way we can find out when that t-value. So this is the thing. And likewise, we can find out the ANOVA also if the categories are more than 3. For example, in a classroom context, if it is only 11th standard and 12th standard, you can go for t-test. If you are going to compare more than 2 groups, like 8th standard, 9th standard, 10th standard, or 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, all the 5 group of people, if you want to test. In such case, we should go for ANOVA. one-way ANOVA. There are some ANOVA, Mancova is there, but you can do, because this is statistical softwares, or just like clicks. Even the LKG students can do statistics, can do analyze the things. But as a research scholar, as a faculty, we should know what should done and what should not done. So that is much more important. Okay, we should not be like a weighing machine in the railway station. Rather than we should be a human being or a researcher. So likewise. So this is the dependent variable. This is where we in ANOVA. So this is a social media non-academic, for example. And if there are 3 classification in nature of school or type of school, you can transfer here. And ultimately this F value will be here. Okay. So this is the thing. This is the between groups degrees of freedom. This is within groups. And this is the 5% level of significance. And you can go for descriptive tables also, like N, mean, ST, standard error. And you can go for plots also. Descriptive plots also, we can go that. Mean type of school. This is social media, non-academic. So we can go like this also. And if you want to go for chi-square, you can do this chi-square test. You can do that. Chi-square test can be done like this. And I have given in my presentation as a screenshot, so that if you are really interested, you can download the presentation and you can go by step by step. And if there are any queries or questions, you are most welcome. And the next 5 minutes, it is for question and answer.
Sir, myself is Rajni Upadhyay. So it's very nice to connect with this program. Sir, I have one query. As you said, we can use the free open access things for the analysis purpose. Sir, is it just safe to use all these things? Because nowadays we are going for the plagiarism content. If we save the data, so is there any issues like our data can be saved in other way, or when we looking for the plagiarism check and the data shows the plagiarism percentage, so is it just safe to use open access?
Yeah, no problem. This is a software. Once you download the software, you will become the owner of the software. It is a tool only.
Okay, sir.
It's a tool only. No.
So one more thing, sir. You are saying for the PPT, where can we download the PPT? Is there any website or any blog? Can you please share it again?
Yeah, for example, there is a site called World of Teaching, I think. World of Teaching, or
no, sir. I'm talking about your current presentation.
Yeah. Yes, I have mentioned already. This is I have given all my presentation in my website.
So please share the blog, something kind of IDs and all.
Yeah, I'm just. Are you seeing the screen, my website?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
Is it?
Or otherwise, you in Google you type Muthupandi MKU and you'll get my website. No problem.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
That's the thing. So, any other queries, or I hope you have got the feedback link. And
yes, I am from Port Blair.
Yeah, please, sir.
Let me ask one question. How we can use? How we can calculate 5-point scale score? Yeah,
5-point scale. There's a scoring procedure. Is that if it is a positive statement, we can score like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nowadays, we are not avoiding 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay.
So there is no, since we are avoiding 0, we can have a scoring like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If it is strongly agree, we can we can assign 5 marks to the particular statement. Or if it is strongly disagree, we can assign 1 mark. It depends upon the statement. If it is a positive statement, we can go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If it is a negative statement, it will be in reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Likewise.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the thing, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Excellent lecture.
Okay, sir. Okay. Welcome, sir.
Sir, Dr. Saravanan from Vivekananda College, Kanyakumari.
Yeah, please, sir.
Actually, I want to know, this is the geometry software.
Yes, sir.
it will be access for all the what I can say, parametric and non-parametric tests. We can access all the
Yes, sir.
analysis. For example, ANOVA, like this.
Yes, sir.
For example, for better understanding, for example, in the cell phone, we are having that PDF scanner.
Yes, sir.
But in the free software, it will be accessible only 25 pages. After
Sir,
that, it is asking premium. Like
Saravanan,
this,
sir.
anything is there.
Yeah, Saravanan, sir, that is the difference between free software and open source software. You have to understand that. I have mentioned that proprietary software, free software, and open source software. So in the open source software, their logo will not be there, and their watermark will not be there, and there is no restriction, only this much of page like. So that is the concept of open source software. Even for example, even for video editing, I am using OpenShot software. Okay. But even sometimes you may use like Filmora or Windows Movie Maker. If you are using Filmora, at the top or at the bottom or at the center, that Filmora symbol will be there as a watermark. That is because it is a free software.